Peace, family. My name is Vicky Diller for African Diaspora News Channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, family. Now that you know my name, there's another name I want you to know. I hope I pronounced this right with my Mississippi accent. Is it Sue Lou Tenant Maurice Traore? Watch this clip.
Africa is rising, not just in technology, not just in art, but in the spirit of its people. And sometimes, that spirit takes flight, literally. In the heart of Burkina Faso, a young woman has done the unthinkable. She has soared into the skies, not only as a pilot but as a protector of her country, her people, and its future. Sous-Lieutenant Maurice Traoré is a name that may not yet echo across the continent, but her story will soon be one that inspires generations. This is not just the story of a pilot. It is the story of courage, patriotism, and an African woman who refused to let tradition clip her wings. Born in Burkina Faso, Maurice Traoré grew up in a country shaped by tradition, conflict, and the hope of transformation. From a young age, she displayed signs of discipline, ambition, and a quiet strength. As a student, Maurice was drawn to both science and national service. While many girls her age were encouraged to follow more traditional paths, Maurice dreamed of something else: the skies. She joined the military academy, where she faced immediate resistance, not officially, but culturally. The military, particularly air service, was seen as a man's domain. Yet Maurice pushed forward. Through rigorous training and mental resilience, she carved her place, step by step, in the Burkinabe Air Force. Training to become a fighter pilot isn't just physically demanding, it's mentally grueling. For Maurice, it was a daily battle between expectations and determination. At Escadron E-16 in Bobo Dioulasso, she endured high-G maneuvers, night flying, weapons training, and simulations of live combat. Her instructors noted her discipline and sharp reflexes, but more importantly, her unshakable focus. Despite being surrounded by mostly male counterparts, Maurice never asked for leniency. In fact, she often outperformed her peers in tactical decision-making. As she officially earned her stripes and joined the elite ranks of fighter pilots, history was made, and few knew it was only the beginning.
Oh, somebody put a plane in the chat. Somebody put a salute in the chat. I know I can be tough sometimes with my commentary, some of you think, but baby, when it comes down to such inspiring stories like this one, I can be a bit of a crybaby. I am so proud of Miss Maurice Traoré. Family, what's so moving, in addition to what you just heard there from that particular clip from Make Africa Great, I love when it says that she's not just a pilot, but she's a guardian of the people. And it talked about how she went through different types of discrimination, but with her intelligence, with her discipline, she rose above them all to maintain what air superiority in the skies on behalf of not only Captain President Traoré, but on behalf of the Burkina people. Yes, it talks about her excellence in routing out certain enemies and terrorist groups and so forth. And I got to tell you, family, just the energy of the divine feminine, even in this way, yes, especially in this way, is so moving to me because I talk so much about it. And it's not about a gender war. If it's a gender war in your eyes, it's because you're making it that. And shame on you for doing that. But how many of you all know that the divine feminine, the Black woman in particular around the world, has a very ancient history of divine guidance where she didn't just bless her own agenda. It wasn't in the energy of modern day feminism. It was based on the natural order of things and a love for the overall population. Talk Black to me, somebody. Let me hit my gavel on that one. So shout out to Lieutenant Miss Maurice Traoré, where it reminds me of some of the ancient original Amazonians. I know sometimes we see these movies about Superwoman and stuff, we get these little Karens mixed up. But how many of you all know, as was indicated in the movie Woman King, but when you study the history of the Amazons, we know that they had to rise up to defend the kingdom of the kingdom, which a lot of times was matriarchal, but they was being invaded and threatened. And some instances, the Amazonian soldiers, women, led even the men into battle. And so this is when we look at things as a whole and not just based on specific egotistical gender roles. Talk black to me, somebody. Like I said, if you say it's a gender war, baby, it's because you making it that. I'm one of the most pro-masculine women you will ever find on the planet and have been for years. But the truth is the truth. And I'm so proud of this dear sister. And of course, I've seen previous female pilots, black pilots before, but it's something about the energy of her story and the overall story of the Burkinabe people and the entire Sahel area. And for that matter, for all that are suffering on the continent of Africa, of course, those that are in the Sudan. Yes, of course, those that are in the DRC, some of the places where it's often underreported, even though I have to say I've done reports on them as well. But I want to say salute to our dear sister. I'm so proud of you here in these United States of America. You're inspiring us from around the world. Your beauty, your excellence, and the way in which you're contributing to the evolution of the overall humanity must be acknowledged and supported. Shout out to you. Shout out to you for not only inspiring your people, but me here. Yes, thank you so much, family, for tuning in to my broadcast today. Be sure to check out my website at VickiPlanet.com for my wonderful products and services, family. Of course, be sure to look for my international commentary here. And I'm typically live here on African Diaspora Tuesday through Thursdays, 2 p.m. Eastern, also in addition to my international commentary. Yes,